Chosen one, you are not here by accident, and this moment is not random. Heaven itself aligned your steps to this exact second. While others chased noise and applause, faith quietly redirected your path, and the universe took notice. What looked like delay was divine positioning. What felt like silence was preparation. Anointed one, you are standing at the edge of a supernatural shift where provision meets purpose and obedience unlocks increase. Scripture says the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous, and this is the season where alignment begins to release what was held back. Chosen one, steady your spirit. What is coming is not hype. It is transfer, it is timing, and it is sacred. Chosen one. What they mistook as your breaking point was actually heaven measuring your weight. While voices around you assumed you were unraveling something higher, was quietly taking notes. I know this place because I have stood in it myself, where nights felt endless and progress invisible, where doing the right thing felt costly and unrewarded. That space where you keep going, not because it feels good, but because something inside you refuses to betray who you are becoming. You thought you were merely surviving, but heaven was observing your consistency, your restraint, your faith when no one was clapping. What looked like silence was actually a sacred audit. Anointed one. There are tests God does not announce. They arrive disguised as disappointment, delay, and misunderstood obedience. No syllabus, no warning, just pressure. And in that pressure, your instincts revealed your alignment. When chaos tried to provoke you into reaction, you chose composure. When bitterness would have felt justified, you chose clarity. I remember seasons where my bank account spoke louder than any promise, where obedience looked foolish on paper, yet something whispered, "Stay steady." You have lived that same tension, and that is why heaven trusts you with what is coming next. Chosen one, hear this clearly. Supernatural promotion does not come to the loudest, it comes to the steadiest. The universe is not impressed by performance, it responds to pattern. You showed up with integrity when it would have been easier to cut corners. You chose patience when revenge felt deserved. You stayed faithful in small rooms, unseen moments, ordinary days. Scripture says promotion comes neither from the east nor the west, but from God alone, and this is the season where that truth becomes tangible in your life. Not symbolic, tangible. Anointed one. I am speaking to you as someone who has watched doors open only after I stopped forcing them. I have seen provision arrive when surrender replaced striving. There is a divine financial redirection taking shape around you now, not because you chased wealth, but because you learned stewardship of spirit first. Heaven entrusts resources to those who can hold them without losing themselves. You are being recognized in realms you cannot see yet, because your character passed where others failed. Chosen one. The pressure you endured refined your discernment. You can now sense what is aligned and what is noise. That discernment is currency in the spirit. It positions you for rooms where decisions shift outcomes, where your voice carries weight, where provision follows assignment. This is not about sudden luck. This is about earned readiness. I have watched people receive blessings they were not prepared to manage, and it crushed them. God does not do that to his own. He prepares you quietly, thoroughly, lovingly. Anointed one. What is coming is not just relief, it is responsibility. Not just overflow, but influence. You are being repositioned for a supernatural transfer that will require wisdom, humility, and continued faith. You will recognize it not by noise, but by peace. A peace that confirms this is why you endured. This is why you stayed aligned. This is why you did not quit when quitting would have made sense. Chosen one, pause here and let this settle. What you survived was not random, it was preparation. And the same God who watched you endure in silence is now ready to move you forward in ways that will make sense only in hindsight. Stay with me, because the next part will reveal how heaven begins to release what has been held back and how you are meant to receive it without fear. Chosen one. There is a moment that comes after endurance, and it is quieter than people expect. It is not fireworks, it is not applause, it is a subtle shift where resistance dissolves and alignment takes over. This is the moment you are stepping into now. I have learned through lived experience that when God prepares to move resources, connections, and opportunities toward you, He first removes the need for you to chase them. That is how you know it is divine. What once required effort now begins to respond to obedience. What once felt blocked starts to open without explanation. Anointed. One, understand this clearly. Heaven does not reward survival alone. It responds to surrender. You did not just endure pain. You yielded your pride, your timeline, your need to control outcomes. That is why this next season carries a different quality. It is not frantic. It is steady. It is intentional. I remember seasons where I prayed not for more, but for clarity, because confusion was heavier than lack. And clarity came before provision every single time. That same order is unfolding in your life right now. Chosen one. The financial shift approaching you is not random money falling from the sky. It is alignment creating access. It may come through an opportunity that once overlooked you. It may come through a system you were quietly mastering while others were performing. It may come through a person who suddenly sees what was always there. However it arrives, it will feel earned, not forced. Heaven does not cheapen its own transfers. Scripture reminds us that the blessing of the Lord adds no sorrow with it, and that is how you will recognize this one. Anointed one, you have been trained to hold weight without panic. You've already practiced restraint in scarcity, which is why abundance will not intoxicate you. Many people ask God for increase, but few prepare their inner life for it. You did, even without knowing you were doing it. You learned how to budget energy, not just money. You learned how to say no to distractions that felt good but drained your future. I have made those same hard choices, walking away from quick wins because they would have cost long-term peace. That discipline is now speaking on your behalf. Chosen one, there is also a spiritual promotion happening alongside the material one. Your discernment is sharper. Your intuition is cleaner. You no longer confuse noise for opportunity. That maturity is what qualifies you for rooms where decisions matter. Heaven does not elevate talent alone. It elevates trustworthiness. And you have proven that when pressure increases, your values do not disappear. That is rare. That is why influence is moving toward you without you needing to announce yourself. Anointed one. I want you to hear this as both prophecy and mentorship. Do not rush this moment. When doors open quickly after long delay, the temptation is to sprint. But wisdom knows when to walk through calmly. You are not late. You are right on time. The universe is responding now because you are stable enough to receive. I have seen what happens when people arrive before they are ready. They burn out in blessing. You will not, because your roots are deep. Chosen one. The next confirmation may come in an ordinary form. A conversation, an email, a decision that suddenly works in your favor. Do not overlook it because it does not look dramatic. Divine transfers often arrive quietly, just like your preparation did. What matters is not how loud the door opens, but where it leads. And where this one leads is sustainability, not spectacle. Anointed One, stay surrendered, stay grateful, stay attentive. You are not stepping into something fragile. You are stepping into something supported. Heaven is involved. Your obedience has already spoken, and as you continue, you will see that faith did not just redirect your path, it positioned you to receive without losing yourself. Stay with me, because in the next part, we will speak directly about how to protect this season, how to recognize false urgency, and how to walk forward without sabotaging what God is building through you. Chosen One. Now we speak about protection because every genuine elevation attracts imitation, pressure, and distraction. This is the part few are taught, and many lose ground here. When momentum finally arrives, urgency tries to masquerade as opportunity. I have learned this through costly mistakes, moments where speed looked spiritual, but wisdom was absent. God is not rushed, and neither is what he builds. The same spirit that trained you in waiting will now train you in discernment, because not every open door is yours to walk through. Anointed One, understand this truth deeply. False urgency always demands immediate reaction, while divine timing invites calm confirmation. When something is from heaven, it does not threaten you with fear of missing out. It anchors you in peace. You will feel clarity, not chaos. I remember standing before options that looked identical on the surface, both profitable, both attractive, yet only one carried peace. The other felt loud inside. Choosing peace cost me speed, but it preserved my future. You will face similar moments now. Chosen One. Your next season requires restraint as much as faith. You are not being tested on whether you can receive, but on whether you can steward. Stewardship is quieter than ambition. It asks questions before it celebrates. It observes before it commits. The discipline you built in silence must remain intact in visibility. This is where many stumble, because applause can seduce even the humble. Stay grounded. Remember who you were when no one was watching, because that version of you is the one heaven trusts. Anointed One, people will project expectations onto you that were never assigned by God. Some will rush you, some will doubt you, some will suddenly admire you. None of that defines your pace. Your authority comes from alignment, not agreement. I have learned that clarity often requires disappointing people, including versions of myself that wanted quick validation. You may have to say no to good things to protect the right thing. That is not disobedience. That is maturity. Chosen One this season will also reveal who is safe to walk with you. Not everyone who celebrates your rise can handle your stability. Pay attention to who respects your boundaries, not just your success. Pay attention to who honors your process, not just your results. God often uses transitions to refine relationships. That can feel lonely, but it is purposeful. You are being surrounded by fewer voices, so you can hear the right ones clearly. Anointed One, guard your inner life fiercely. Prayer does not decrease when provision increases. Gratitude does not soften when pressure lifts. The habits that sustained you in lack will protect you in overflow. I speak this from experience, not theory. I have watched consistency preserve peace in seasons that could have easily inflated ego. Do not abandon the altar for the outcome. Do not trade intimacy for achievement. The source matters more than the supply. Chosen One, you will notice that your reactions are slower now, more intentional. That is growth. You no longer need to prove strength. You embody it. Silence is not avoidance. It is strategy. Timing is not delay, it is precision. The universe responds to those who move with awareness, not impulse. Heaven is not impressed by hustle without wisdom. It honors obedience that knows when to wait and when to move. Anointed One, let this part settle in your spirit. What God is building through you requires longevity. You are not here for a moment, but for impact that lasts. Protect your peace, protect your discernment, protect your calling. The same faith that redirected your path will now stabilize your steps. Stay present, stay aligned, and stay humble. In the next part, we will speak about sustaining growth, handling visibility without losing intimacy, and walking confidently into what has already been prepared for you. Chosen. 1. This is where visibility begins to test what intimacy has built. Many people pray for growth, but are unprepared for the exposure that comes with it. When heaven lifts you, light follows, and light reveals everything. Not just your strength, but your motives, your habits, your alignment. This is why the foundation matters. I have learned that elevation without inner anchoring feels like standing on a platform with no railings. It looks impressive, but one misstep costs more than people realize. You are being taught how to stand steadily where others would panic. Anointed. One, visibility is not the enemy, but it is a mirror. It reflects what is unresolved and amplifies what is aligned. The discipline you practiced in private must now translate into discernment in public. This is where humility becomes protection. Humility is not shrinking, it is accuracy. It keeps you honest about your limits, your dependencies, and your need for guidance. I have seen moments where success tempted me to trust my own understanding more than divine instruction, and every time correction followed. Not as punishment, but as redirection. God corrects what He intends to keep. Chosen. 1. Understand this: when your influence grows, your margin must grow with it. Margin for rest, margin for reflection, margin for prayer. The world will try to fill every available space with demand, but heaven honors the one who knows when to pause. Rest is not weakness, it is wisdom. Scripture reminds us that God restores the soul, not the schedule. You are not meant to be constantly accessible. Sacred things require boundaries, including you. Anointed One. There will be moments where your old patterns try to resurface. Old fears, old doubts, old impulses to over-explain or overwork. This does not mean you are regressing. It means you are being invited to respond differently. Growth is not the absence of challenge. It is the presence of choice. Each time you choose faith over fear again, you reinforce the new identity heaven is establishing through you. I have stood at crossroads where the old reaction felt familiar and the new response felt uncomfortable. Choosing the new response changed everything. Chosen One, your voice will begin to carry weight. Words spoken casually will land deeply on others. This is where stewardship of speech becomes essential. Speak less, but speak truthfully. Speak gently, but with authority. Not every thought needs expression. Not every opinion needs a platform. Silence, when chosen intentionally, can be as powerful as proclamation. People with real authority do not need to dominate conversations. Their presence shifts them. You are learning that now. Anointed One comparison will attempt to sneak back in through new doors. You will see others rising alongside you, sometimes faster, sometimes louder. Do not measure your calling against someone else's pace. What God builds uniquely through you cannot be replicated. I have wasted energy comparing chapters that were never meant to align. Peace returned the moment I accepted that my assignment required a different rhythm. Your rhythm is intentional. Trust it. Chosen one. There is also joy waiting for you here, and I want to name that clearly. This journey is not meant to be heavy forever. There will be laughter that feels earned, rest that feels safe, provision that does not come with anxiety attached. You are allowed to enjoy what God gives without guilt. Gratitude does not require suffering to stay relevant. Sometimes honoring God means receiving with joy, not suspicion. Anointed one, keep your heart soft. Power without compassion becomes dangerous, but power rooted in love becomes healing. You will encounter people who are where you once were, and your response to them will matter more than you realize. Lead with empathy. Correct with grace. Remember how it felt to need patience from others. Heaven watches how we treat those behind us as much as how we handle what is ahead. Chosen one. You are not navigating this alone. Guidance will come when needed. Correction will come when necessary. Favor will come when alignment is maintained. You do not have to force the future. It is already responding to your obedience. Walk forward steadily, without rushing, without shrinking. In the next part, we will speak about legacy, how to carry what you receive beyond yourself, and how to ensure that what God entrusts to you multiplies rather than stops with you. Chosen one. Now we speak about legacy because what is arriving in your life was never meant to stop with you. Heaven does not pour out resources, wisdom, or influence simply to make one person comfortable. It releases them to establish patterns that outlive a single season. This is where your story widens. You are no longer just being prepared for personal breakthrough, but for impact that quietly reaches others through your obedience. I had to learn this the hard way, realizing that every blessing carries responsibility, not pressure, but purpose. Anointed one legacy is not about being remembered by many. It is about being faithful with what is placed in your hands. You may never see the full ripple effect of your decisions, and that is by design. God trusts those who can plant seeds without demanding to sit under the tree. There were moments in my own journey where I wanted immediate proof that my sacrifices mattered. Over time, I saw that the proof arrived through people I never expected, conversations I barely remembered, and doors I never knocked on. That is how legacy works. Quiet, precise, far-reaching. Chosen one. The next phase of your life will require generosity of spirit before generosity of resources. You will be invited to mentor without being asked, to encourage without being noticed, to give wisdom without needing credit. This is not loss. This is multiplication. When heaven sees that you release freely what was freely given to you, it widens your capacity to receive. Scripture reminds us that those who refresh others are themselves refreshed, and you are stepping into that rhythm now. Anointed one, do not underestimate the power of your example. How you handle success will teach more than what you say about it. How you treat people when you no longer need them will reveal your true alignment. I have watched individuals rise quickly and fall just as fast because they forgot who they were before they were seen. Stay anchored to gratitude. Gratitude keeps success from becoming entitlement. Gratitude keeps legacy clean. Chosen one. There will be moments when you are tempted to hoard what you worked hard to earn, especially if your past included lack. That instinct is human, but trust that provision in this season is not fragile. It is supported. God does not give with one hand and take away with the other. He teaches stewardship so that fear no longer drives your decisions. You are learning to trust flow instead of control, faith instead of anxiety. Anointed One legacy also means knowing when to step back. Not every battle is yours. Not every opportunity is meant to be seized. Wisdom is passed down through restraint as much as action. I have learned that saying no at the right time preserved energy for the assignments that truly mattered. You will feel this guidance internally. Honor it. You are not required to prove relevance. Your consistency already speaks. Chosen One. The people coming behind you need permission to grow, not pressure to perform. Create space where others feel safe to learn, fail, and rise. This is how healthy influence reproduces itself. You do not lose authority by empowering others. You solidify it. Heaven honors leaders who lift rather than compete. This is the posture that sustains legacy across generations. Anointed One. Remember that legacy begins in ordinary days. How you manage stress, how you speak to family, how you rest, how you recover from mistakes. These moments matter more than public achievements. You are modeling a way of living that says faith can be practical, grounded, and resilient. That message will outlast any single accomplishment. Chosen One, let this part settle deeply. What you are stepping into now is bigger than personal reward, but it will not cost you your peace. You are being trusted, not burdened. As you move forward, keep your hands open and your heart aligned. In the next part, we will speak about completion, recognizing when seasons close, and how to walk confidently into the next chapter without carrying old weights that no longer belong to you. Chosen One. This is where closure becomes sacred, because every season that elevates you also asks you to release something behind you. Many people misunderstand endings. They think completion means loss, but in truth, completion is alignment catching up with growth. What once sustained you cannot always accompany you forward. I have learned that the most painful goodbyes are often to versions of ourselves that carried us through hard times. Yet even gratitude must know when to loosen its grip. You are not dishonoring the past by moving on. You are honoring the work it did. Anointed One, unfinished emotional weight will always try to follow you into new territory. Old narratives, old wounds, old survival habits that were necessary once but are now unnecessary armor. Heaven is gentle but firm here. You cannot carry yesterday's burdens into tomorrow's responsibility, not because you are weak, but because what you are stepping into requires freedom of movement. I remember realizing that certain fears I called wisdom were actually scars I never questioned. Letting them go felt risky, but holding them was costing me clarity. Chosen One, discern this carefully. Not every attachment is holy just because it is familiar. Some relationships, routines, and thought patterns were tools for survival, not designed for destiny. God does not shame you for what you needed then, but He will invite you to trust Him enough to release it now. This is where faith becomes practical. Faith is not only believing God can give, it is believing God can replace what you release with something better suited for who you are becoming. Anointed One, closure is not confrontation. It does not always require explanation, apology, or agreement. Sometimes closure is internal alignment, a quiet decision, a boundary honored, a door gently closed without drama. I have learned that peace often arrives not when others understand your decision, but when you stop needing them to. You are allowed to move forward without dragging everyone with you. Your obedience does not require consensus. Chosen One, you may feel moments of grief, even as blessing increases. That does not mean you are ungrateful. It means you are human. Growth stretches the heart. Allow yourself to mourn what is ending without second-guessing what is beginning. Scripture teaches that there is a time for everything, and wisdom knows how to transition between times without collapsing into confusion. You are learning that now. Anointed One completion also brings clarity. You will begin to see patterns that once felt random, delays that now make sense, detours that protected you. People who exited your life not as punishment, but as preparation. This understanding is not meant to inflate you, it is meant to stabilize you. When clarity comes, it anchors confidence. You no longer need to rush, prove, or defend. You know where you are going, even if you cannot yet see the full path. Chosen One. There is a temptation at this stage to reopen doors simply because they feel unfinished. Resist that impulse. God finishes what He starts, but not everything needs revisiting. Some things were resolved the moment you outgrew them. Trust that divine closure does not leave loose ends that will sabotage your future. If something is meant to return, it will come aligned, not draining. Peace will be your confirmation. Anointed One, notice how your prayers are changing. Less desperation, more discernment, less asking for rescue, more asking for wisdom. This is a sign of maturity. You are no longer praying to escape life, but to steward it well. That shift matters. Heaven responds differently to sons and daughters who are ready to build, not just survive. Chosen One completion makes space. Space for new partnerships, new assignments, new forms of provision, new joy. You cannot receive what is next if your hands are full of what is over. This is not about loss, it is about capacity. God is not subtracting from you, He is clearing room. Anointed One, let yourself stand here without rushing forward or clinging backward. This pause is holy, this breath is intentional. What you are releasing does not define you. What you are stepping into will not overwhelm you. You are equipped, you are aligned, you are ready, chosen. One. In the next part, we will speak about activation, how to walk into what has been prepared without hesitation, how to move with confidence instead of caution, and how to recognize the moment when faith is no longer waiting but moving. Chosen One. This is the moment where faith shifts from waiting to movement. Activation is not impulsive action, it is obedience meeting readiness. You have already done the unseen work. Now comes the visible alignment. I want you to understand something deeply. When God activates a season, He does not shout. He nudges. The instruction often feels simple, even ordinary, yet it carries supernatural weight. I have missed moments before by waiting for thunder, when all that was required was a step. Do not make that mistake now. What is in front of you may look smaller than what you imagined, but it is connected to something much larger. Anointed. One activation requires courage of a different kind. Not the courage to endure pain, you already mastered that, but the courage to trust ease. This is where many stumble. Struggle becomes familiar, and peace feels suspicious. You may find yourself double-checking blessings, waiting for a catch, bracing for impact. That reflex was learned in survival mode. It kept you alive then, but it cannot lead you forward now. Faith in this season looks like receiving without apology and moving without fear. Chosen. 1. Pay attention to momentum. When something aligns, it will not drain you. It will energize you, even if it stretches you. You will feel clarity instead of confusion, confirmation instead of anxiety. I remember the first time I stepped into something God prepared for me instead of something I forced. The difference was undeniable. My body felt calmer. My mind felt clearer. The fruit appeared faster without frantic effort. That is how you will recognize this moment. Anointed One activation also means speaking differently. You are no longer declaring what you hope will happen. You are affirming what is already unfolding. Words carry authority when they are aligned with timing. Speak life over what you are building. Speak restraint over what tries to distract you. Speak gratitude even before outcomes fully manifest. Scripture tells us that life and death are in the power of the tongue, and in this season your words are not filler, they are framing the future. Chosen One. There may be resistance, but it will feel different now. It will not be overwhelming, it will be confirming. Opposition often appears when movement is correct, not when it is wrong. The difference is that this time, resistance will not intimidate you. It will clarify your focus. You are no longer easily shaken because you are no longer unsure of who you are becoming. That certainty is not arrogance, it is alignment. Anointed One, take responsibility for your pace. Activation does not mean saying yes to everything at once. It means saying yes to the right thing at the right time. Move intentionally. Build wisely. You do not need to announce every step. Quiet progress is still progress. I have learned that the most powerful seasons of growth often look uneventful from the outside, but feel profoundly ordered on the inside. Trust that. Chosen One. You will notice that provision follows movement now, not before. This is important. Faith often requires the step before the supply. When you move in obedience, resources begin to respond. People appear. Ideas connect. Systems align. This is not coincidence. It is activation in motion. You are not meant to figure everything out before you begin. You are meant to begin so that clarity can meet you along the way. Anointed One, guard against hesitation, masked as wisdom. There is a difference between discernment and delay. Discernment brings peace. Delay breeds restlessness. If you feel a gentle urgency without panic, that is instruction. Honor it. You are not rushing, you are responding. Heaven is not asking you to leap blindly, but it is asking you to move deliberately. Chosen One activation will also stretch your identity. You may feel moments of unfamiliarity with yourself, like you are learning how to inhabit a new role. That is normal. Growth always feels awkward before it feels natural. Give yourself grace as you adjust. You are not pretending, you are practicing, and practice leads to mastery. Anointed One. This is not the time to shrink or to overperform. It is the time to be present, to listen, to move, to trust the training that brought you here. What you are stepping into was prepared long before you were aware of it. You are not late, you are not early, you are on time. Chosen One, let this activation settle into action. Do not rush ahead, but do not stand still. Faith is no longer waiting quietly, it is walking confidently. In the final part, we will speak about integration, how to live fully in what God has activated, how to sustain momentum without burnout, and how to remain aligned long after the excitement fades. Chosen One. Integration is where excitement becomes embodiment and calling becomes daily practice. This is the quiet discipline of living what was activated without needing constant confirmation. Many people can start strong, but few learn how to stay aligned when novelty fades. I have learned that the truest test of faith is not the breakthrough moment, but the ordinary morning after when obedience must continue without adrenaline. This is where maturity turns movement into legacy. Anointed One integration means allowing your new season to shape your routines, not just your results. How you rest, how you decide, how you respond under pressure must now reflect who you have become. Growth that is not integrated becomes exhausting. Growth that is integrated becomes sustainable. I remember realizing that God was less interested in how fast I advanced and more interested in how well I lived once I arrived. That realization changed everything. Chosen one, sustainability requires rhythm, work and rest, faith and wisdom, action and reflection. Burnout is not a badge of honor. It is a signal of misalignment. You are allowed to enjoy consistency. You are allowed to stabilize. The same God who called you forward also invites you to lie down in green pastures. Peace is not the reward after obedience. It is the environment where obedience thrives. Anointed One integration also means revisiting your why. Not to question it, but to anchor it. When motivation is tied only to results, disappointment eventually follows. When motivation is tied to purpose, perseverance becomes natural. Ask yourself often, who am I serving through this assignment? Keep your vision connected to impact, not applause. That alignment will protect you when feedback fluctuates. Chosen one. There will be days when nothing dramatic happens. No confirmation, no surge, no clear sign. Do not mistake those days for stagnation. Those are building days. Integration happens quietly. Muscles grow between workouts. Roots strengthen underground. Trust the unseen work. I have learned that the most fruitful seasons often feel the least exciting while they are forming. Anointed One, remain teachable. Growth does not end at activation. It deepens through humility. Seek counsel. Welcome correction. Listen more than you speak. Authority that refuses feedback eventually isolates itself. Authority that stays teachable multiplies influence. You do not lose power by learning, you refine it. Chosen one, protect joy deliberately. Joy is strength, not distraction. Celebrate progress without comparison. Mark milestones without arrogance. Gratitude keeps momentum clean. I have watched joy disappear in people who achieved much but appreciated little. Do not let that be your story. Receive goodness fully. Honor God by enjoying what He entrusts to you. Anointed One integration asks you to live present, not chasing the next thing, not reliving the past. Present obedience compounds quietly. This is how faith becomes lifestyle instead of event. Over time, others will notice your steadiness before they notice your success. That testimony will speak louder than words. Chosen one. You are now living what you once prayed for. Let it settle into who you are. Stay aligned. Stay surrendered. Stay faithful. What God has activated will remain effective as long as you remain connected. This is not the end of the message. It is the beginning of a way of life. Chosen one, carry this awareness gently into your days ahead, because consistency is formed through repetition, not intensity. Choose simple faithfulness. Choose honesty in small decisions. Choose patience when progress feels slow. These choices compound quietly and protect what has been built. You do not need to fear regression. Awareness itself is progress. When you stumble, return quickly. Grace is part of integration, not its opposite. Anointed one, remember that alignment is dynamic, not static. You will adjust. You will refine. You will learn as you go. That does not invalidate what has been activated. It proves you are alive to the process. Stay curious. Stay grounded. Stay responsive. The Spirit leads step by step, not all at once. Chosen one, let your life preach without performance. Let peace be your signature. Let wisdom guide your ambition. Let love inform your authority. You are becoming a living testimony of what surrendered faith produces over time. Walk on, remain open, remain present. This path will hold you. Chosen one. Trust continuity. What God begins, He sustains. What He sustains, He multiplies. Let today be enough. Let obedience remain simple. Let love stay central. You are not managing a moment. You are cultivating a life. Continue forward with humility and confidence together, knowing heaven is not finished with you, and alignment will keep unfolding as you walk faithfully, patiently, and attentively into every ordinary day ahead. Chosen one, remain steady, grateful, and awake to grace, because this way of living will continually reveal purpose, provision, and peace for you. Chosen one, as you come to the end of this message, pause and let the stillness settle. What you have received is not information, it is confirmation. Faith has already redirected your path, and heaven has already responded. This is your Kairos moment, the appointed time where preparation meets release, where alignment begins to manifest what was long held in the unseen. The transfer you sensed is not coming someday. It is already in motion. Anointed one, may clarity guard your mind, peace steady your steps, and wisdom guide every decision ahead of you. May doors open without striving, may provision arrive without sorrow, and may favor rest on you without needing explanation. You are not stepping forward empty-handed. You are moving with grace, with authority, with the quiet confidence of one who has been trained in secret and trusted in public. Chosen one, remain faithful in the small moments. Stay aligned with what gives life, not what makes noise. Let gratitude anchor you as expectation rises. What is unfolding will speak for itself. You do not need to announce it. Heaven already has. If your spirit bears witness to this word, mark the moment gently. You may leave a sign in the comments or share this with someone whose faith is being rebuilt in silence. Not as a transaction, but as a testimony. And if you feel led, stay connected here where alignment is honored and truth is spoken with reverence. Go now, chosen one, with your head lifted and your heart at rest. What God has begun, He will complete. Walk forward in peace. Your path is clear, your timing is precise, and your blessing is unfolding.